Hello. Bora.
Feeling thirsty? I can take care. Looks like our little town got itself dragged into the middle of something. About a week ago, this trader, Ringo, comes into town. Survivor of an attack, he says. Bad men after him. Needs a place to hide. We figured he was just in shock, so we gave him a place to lie low. We didn't actually expect anyone to come after him. He's holed up at the abandoned gas. Some of the others, like Sonny, will probably stand up for Ringo if he asks for help, which he hasn't. Personally, I hope he sneaks out of town one night and takes the powder gangers with him. Chain gangs, really. The NCR brought them in from California to work on the... Problem is, it turns out that giving convicts a bunch of dynamite was a big escape not too long ago. You mean murder him? That's not our way, even if Cobb is scum. He can bluster and threaten all he wants. If you were able to get Ringo out of this mess, you'd have a decent reputation around Good Springs. I'd even... Of course, helping Ringo would also make the powder gangers mad. Don't know why you'd want to do a thing like that. Yep, you'd get on their good side, but people around here wouldn't appreciate... He's a convict, just without the chains. Said his name was Cobb. Powder gangers is what they call themselves. Plenty more like him out there. Not much, other than they're a bunch of freeloaders who expected a few rounds on the house. I was able to get them to pay up, though. Of course, one of the great cons did knock my radio to the floor by accident, and it has... They were having some kind of argument about it, but the guy in the... Sounded like they came in from the north through Quarry Junction. If that's the case...
Que isso?
That whole area is overrun with the kind of critters that just get mad if you shoot them. Merchants avoid that whole stretch of I-15 like it's radioactive, which it could...
Pra onde eles foram?
I didn't hear exactly, but the leader was talking about the strip. Fellow wants to get there and avoid the 15, he'd have to go... Sure, the outside looks okay. There'd be caps in it for you. I do like...
Isso,
I know
aquela
that
coisa.
thing as much as anyone else around here. It mostly keeps to its... Other than rolling around
Tem
once
bicho mais
in a
por
while,
aqui.
it doesn't do anything useful as far as I can tell. I don't know why it took an interest in you, but I'd be careful. It
Por
acts
que não gosta
friendly
dele?
enough, but I don't trust that whole cheerful cowboy act. I find it all very creepy.
Quanto tempo tem estado em
It
Good
was here
Spring?
when I took over the saloon 7 years ago. Some people have said its owner lived here, but no one knows who it was. Mostly traders looking to buy bighorn or meat and hides. The traders are the main reason the general store manages to stay in business. Most travelers heading south on the I-15 just push on towards Prim, unless they're in desperate need of supplies. There's always something interesting going on, but the biggest news has to be the coming dust-up between the NCR and the Legion over the dam. The new California Republic's got the most power in Nevada. Money, troops, you name it. They do what they can to keep things safe in the region. But if you ask me, they're trying to do too much. They're spread too thin.
Ih, me atacou.
I'm pretty sure the NCR wants to hold on to the
MF já viu?
Olha aí, ó. E foi dito,
Pois é,
hein? Foi
banido.
dito, hein?
The Legion are a bunch of savages.
Do nada, né?
No idea why they'd want the dam. Probably plan on destroying it or something. Slavers, killers, and all other kinds of trouble. They dress up like Roman soldiers, so there's no mistaking it when you... The rumor is that the Legion is far larger than the NCR lets on, and that it's been due to... Be careful. Feeling thirsty? I can take care. Yeah, I heard it turn right back on after you got done tinkering with. Not at all. I'm never sure how much is normally charged for this sort of thing. Now, how about spending? Be careful.
Muito legal esse aqui, hein?
Feeling thirsty? I can take care of.
É, tem
Be
nada mais.
careful.
Howdy.
Howdy.
Hey there.
Fala. Ah, sai daí.
Hi there. Sticking around Good Spring? Sure can. Take the road southeast out of town till it hits the freeway. Prim is the town with the roller coaster straight south. Can't miss it. NCR patrols do a good job of keeping the highway clear, but I'd keep your gun where you can reach it easily. You never know who you'll run into. Off the road, you'll probably start running into hostile wildlife. My advice would be to stick to the highway when you can. Not in Good Springs, no. But if you're up for a little scavenging, there's always the schoolhouse. Most of what's in there is junk, but there's this old safe that even Easy Pete wasn't able to crack with dynamite. If you want to take a shot at it, take these. If the lock's too much for you to handle, you'll need those to pick the lock. Oh. Well, go ahead and keep the stuff I gave you anyway. It'll be more useful. I hunt geckos mostly. The meat's pretty good and I can always find a buyer for the hides. I also help keep the town clear of rat scorpions and coyotes. Not many people live in Good Springs, so wildlife. Sure, what do you want? Southeast of here is Prim. Can't miss it. Since it has the giant old roller coaster right in the middle of town. The NCR's got an outpost there. If you follow the road north, you'll eventually hit Sloan and Quarry Junction. They mine rocks or something, but I heard they got troubles lately. I wouldn't head that direction if I were you, though. Got critters up there that don't take kindly to getting shot. The new California Republic. Bunch of settlers and soldiers coming in from the west, fixing on making Nevada their own. They can be right pushy, but the roads are safer because of them, so I tend to let it go. Not that I got a choice.
NCR te protege?
Well, the wildlife for one thing, rowdy locals for another. They're protecting their own. Just happens to help us. They've been holding off this other.
Você sabe outro grupo?
Got a funny name. Call themselves Caesar's Legion. Never seen them in these parts, so I couldn't tell you much. I hear rumors, that's about it. Supposedly they keep slaves and they got some real nasty ways of killing folks. But maybe that's just something folks in the NCR cooked up to make themselves seem more useful here. Less uninvited. Around here, mostly coyotes and geckos. Coyotes are pretty dangerous in large packs, but otherwise they're nothing to really worry about. The geckos aren't too tough, but they've got a nasty bite. I've heard about bigger, nastier versions out in the wasteland, but I've never seen them. Stick to the roads when you can, and steer clear of the hills north of Good Springs. The critters up there are big and poisonous. If you want to know anything else, just ask. Until next time.
Until next. Que foda esse aí.
That's close enough. Who are you? Sorry about the gun. We got off to a bad start. Let's say we start over with a friendly game of carrot. Yeah, he doesn't look very tough, though. I hear he's afraid I'll shoot him down from one of the windows when I see him. I'll have a much bigger problem once his friends show up. There's no way I could handle all of them in a... I'm gonna lay low for as long as I can, assuming the town doesn't throw me to the wolves. I've got no chance against... We just end up sharing the same grave if it's just the two of us. Now, if some of the... Start with some... So what's going on? Oh.
Maleta de médico. Levedura. Dá nem pra roubar.
Hey, feeling thirsty? Be careful.
Howdy. Bad. Yup.
Hi there. Sticking around Good Springs for a while longer? Say no more. Joe Cobb talks about leaving us alone if we hand over Ringo. But I know his type. He and his friends will come in. However, between you, me, and Ringo, we aren't exactly a force to be reckoned with. A lot of people... If you could convince Trudy to join us, some of the folks in town might decide... I know Easy Pete's got a stock of dynamite somewhere. And Chet just got a shipment of leather armor we could borrow. Finally, there's a good chance we'll all end up with extra holes in us. So if Doc Mitchell could cough up some extra stim pack... A silver tongue would help. Convincing Trudy that we had a good plan to win the fight would also help. I don't think give is in Chet's vocabulary. Even with the town at... Easy Pete's pretty protective of his dynamite. You'd have to convince him you know a thing or two about explosives before... I'll be waiting.
5.
Howdy. Too dangerous. Gonna kill all yourselves if... Uh-huh. Guess you know what you're doing. Yup.
Penso que calor.
So you're planning on taking on Joe Cobb's gang. It's a big risk, but I suppose you have to do what you think is right. I was planning on sitting this one out, but for some reason, I can't help but like you. I'm with you. Let me have a word with a few other folks, and I'll see if I can't round up some more members for this. While everyone does own a gun, we could stand to be a little better equipped. The general store probably has what we need in stock. Be careful.
How are you holding up? Suit you. Seems like wherever I go, it's always the same. Folks just... Oh, I'm not much good in a fight with my bum leg. And my supplies are scarce, but I'll give you what I can spare. You take care now.
You looking to buy some supplies? You looking to buy some supplies? Now just hold on. I never voted to take on the powder gangers. That's 1,000 cap investment you're talking about. You made your point. I can provide people with some leather armor and extra ammo. Sure hope it's worth it. And I'll be guarding the store while all this is going on. I have to put my business first. If Ringo doesn't head out on his own, I think we should hand him over. The town shouldn't get it. Don't mistake that for coward talk, though. We're a town of survivors. Take it easy now.
Covarde.
So what's going on? Did Sonny agree to help us? Well, I guess that means we're ready to go. All right.
Time to look alive. The power... At least 6. Joe Cobb. Oh, Easy Pete came through with the dynamite. Here's your supply. I'll be...
Ai, tá vendo. Lembra? Precisa de alguma coisa? Já?
I owe you a huge favor for this. Here, these are technically Crimson Caravan funds, but I know they'll understand what... I'll stick around for a bit longer, but I'll be... Hello?
É isso que eu tô sentindo.
Thanks again for all your help. It's a two-player game, and the winner takes the whole pie. You build a caravan using the cards. The goal, it's why you won't see caravan in any casino. Too slow-paced. And more... Here, take this holotape. It goes into more specifics about the rules. You'll also need a dex, so take one of my spares. So, you feel like playing a game? Just keep an eye out for him while you travel. I found... Don't worry.
O que eu tenho que fazer? Entendi, foi porra nenhuma.
Hello? Thanks again for all your help. I've never... Yeah.
That'll teach the powder gangs to avoid goods. Until next.
E-I-O.
Howdy.
In this town there lived an outlaw the notches on his pistol numbered 1 and 19 more. 1 and 19 more. Now the stranger started talking, made it plain to folks around. Was in Arizona, Ranger wouldn't be too long in town.
Yeah. É uma cidadezinha.
And he said it didn't matter, he was after Texas Red. After Texas Red. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the outlaw didn't worry, men that tried for forward days. 20 men had tried to take him, 20 men had made a slip. 21 would be the ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. The morning passed so quickly it was time for them to meet. It was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street. Folks were watching from the windows, everybody held their breath. They knew this handsome ranger was about to meet his death. About to meet his death. There was 40 feet between them when they stopped to make their play. And the swiftness of the ranger is still talked about today. Texas Red is not cleared leather for a bullet fairly ripped. And the ranger's aim was deadly with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip. It was over in a moment and the folks had gathered round. There before them lay the body of the outlaw on the ground. Oh, he might have went on living, but he made one fatal slip when he tried to match the ranger with the big iron on his
Pimenta de cavalo.
big iron on his hip.
Pimenta de cavalo. Pimenta jalapeño. Esses geeks é muito feio. Oxi.
Hey, where the hell do you think you're going? Some convicts from the prison up the road have taken over the town. What's more, there are 2 tribes of raiders causing trouble in this area as well. We'd love to, but they don't fall under NCR jurisdiction. Even if they did, we're in no shape to protect them. We don't have the equipment to take out the convicts. And even if we did, we need some extra hands for... You should talk to Lieutenant Hayes. He's in a tent down the road. Just stay on the... When I got this assignment, I was hoping there'd be more gambling. Careful, things aren't as safe around here as they could be.
Oxe, onde que vai estar sua chefe, amigo?
When I got this assignment, I was hoping there'd be more gambling.
I've wrangled and I've rambled and I've rodeoed around. Never once thought of settling down. But darling, the moment I laid eyes on you,
Hey!
I knew my rambling days were through.
I don't know what it was brought you to Prim, youngster, but you might want to rethink. Johnson Nash is my name. Husband to Ruby Nash. Lived in Prim. I'm a trader primarily, for what it's worth with things like they are. I also run the local Mojave. Well, I don't got it. I'll tell you whatever I can. You have a delivery order? Oh, so you're talking about one of them packages. That job that cowboy robot had us hire 6 couriers. Each was carrying something a little different. Last word I have from the office, it looked like payment had been received for the other 5 jobs. First deadbeat we hired to do the job canceled. Yeah, I got this look when he saw you next down on the courier list. His expression turned right around. Asked me if your name was I said, sure as like a rain, you were still kicking. Then he turned down the job. No, let Courier 6 carry the package. That's what he said. Like the Mojave. No idea. Sounds like you. Hope he didn't see any trouble in that package of yours. Maybe he thought your name was bad. Well, now that you mentioned it, a few nights back, he said he saw a fellow with a daisy suit come through with some of them Great Con misfits. Well, for that, your best bet is, since they came to town, he was keeping a good bit of notes on them, and he was slinking around. He may have... I guess a beagle had some notes he was taking while he was eavesdropping around the Powder gangsters. He'll... Sure, I'll tell. Don't go.
Howdy. Before the powder game was...